Let's dive into one of the most complicated relationships of our time, the one between artificial intelligence and our own personal privacy. And this isn't just some abstract tech issue. It's a quiet, powerful force that's actually reshaping our lives every single day. Wow. That quote really sets the tone, doesn't it? It suggests that this thing we've always seen as a basic right, the freedom to just be alone with our thoughts, well, that it's becoming more of a fantasy in our super connected world. And that really brings us to the core question we're tackling here. On one hand, we're told AI can protect us, but then we hear these horror stories about its potential for intrusion. So, which one is it? Is it our loyal guardian watching over us, or is it something way more sinister? Really, the best way to wrap your head around this is to think of AI as a double-edged sword. It's this incredibly powerful tool that can swing in two completely opposite directions. It can build a fortress around our most private information, or it can tear down the walls for everyone to see. So here you have it, the two faces of AI. On one side, it's the guardian, fortifying our digital lives. But on the other, it's the trespasser, with this just bottomless appetite for our personal data. Let's start with the good news and look at the guardian side first. So, how exactly does AI play the role of guardian? I mean, it's not just a nice idea. AI gives us some incredibly powerful and frankly practical tools that are working quietly in the background to keep us safe. Think of these as different layers of an AI-powered shield. One layer might be super strong encryption, making your data basically unreadable to anyone else. Another is constantly scanning for threats in real time. A third learns your personal digital habits so it can instantly spot if something's off. AI can even do things like anonymize data by adding noise so that your specific identity gets lost in the crowd. Billions. That's how many data points AI cybersecurity tools can sift through every single second. It's this insane speed that lets AI spot and shut down threats way faster than any human ever could, preventing huge data breaches before they even happen. The scale of that protection is just staggering. But you knew there was a but, right? For every bit of light, there's a shadow. And the very same tools that let AI protect us can also be turned around to destroy our privacy. This leads us right into what the source material calls a Faustian bargain. Okay, the key idea to understand here is something called surveillance capitalism. You can think of it as the engine driving this whole problem. It's an entire economic model built on harvesting every little trace of our digital lives, not just to sell us stuff, but to predict and even nudge our future behavior, all for profit. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. We do this all the time. We trade little pieces of our privacy for convenience, for a better movie recommendation, a faster driving route, a more interesting social media feed. But the real cost is that we're giving these systems a deep, deep look into our lives, our habits, and even our weaknesses. And that trade-off? Well, it comes with some pretty serious risks. AI systems can pick up and amplify existing biases in society, which can lead to real-world discrimination. All that data they're collecting becomes a giant, juicy target for hackers. We start to lose control over our own digital story, and we can get trapped in these filter bubbles that make us really easy to manipulate. Now, if we just let this all play out without any checks and balances, the consequences get genuinely frightening. We're not just talking about privacy invasions anymore. We're moving into something way deeper, real existential threats to our inner selves, where the very idea of having a private thought could become a thing of the past. First up, the potential for total surveillance states. With AI, it's possible for governments or corporations to monitor literally every part of our lives, from where we walk to who we talk to. And that creates this chilling culture of fear where just fitting in becomes the safest way to live. Second, there's the slow erosion of our own free will. I mean, think about it. When an AI can constantly predict and nudge your choices with perfectly personalized content, do your decisions even feel like your own anymore? That sense of self, of making your own path, it could just fade away, guided by an algorithm. And third, you have the very real possibility of social credit systems. Imagine a world where an AI gives you a score based on your behavior, what you buy, who you're friends with. And that score could decide if you get a job, a loan, or even just basic services. It's a system designed to enforce total conformity. Okay, I know that all sounds incredibly bleak, but the story isn't written yet. We're standing at a crossroads right now, and we have to choose our path. The source material frames this choice beautifully. Are we going to treat AI like a fire that just consumes everything, or like a mirror we can use for reflection? The source gives us two competing philosophies, which it calls Zoran's warning and Fletcher's vision. Zornside warns that AI, if left unchecked, is like a wildfire. It'll consume everything, getting to know us better than we know ourselves, until there's nothing left. But Fletcher's vision sees it differently, as a tool we can use to actually reclaim our humanity.
So Fletcher's vision is all about using AI to handle the boring, mundane stuff so that we have more time for what actually makes us human. Imagine AI taking care of your schedule and all that digital noise, freeing you up to be more present, to be kinder, to actually reflect, and to connect with people on a much deeper level.
But look, this isn't just a big philosophical debate for other people to solve. This choice is personal, and it takes real, conscious effort. The source offers this really cool set of practical exercises it calls Dragon Trials, designed to help us take back control of our digital lives. And these aren't just chores, they're exercises in being mindful about our technology. First, a 24-hour digital detox. Just unplug completely and see what comes up in the silence. Second, a data inventory. Actually go through your apps, check your privacy settings, and clean out. And third, keep an awareness journal for a week and just take note of how algorithms are shaping what you see and even what you feel online. And in the end, it all comes back to that central metaphor. AI, this new, incredibly powerful fire, it's here. It's not going anywhere. So the real question isn't if we're going to use it, it's how. The question for all of us is, how are you going to tend to its flame?